Welcome to Dadi SOS
Study on Spotlight.
I'm Huisan.
I'm Sophie.
Okay, so firstly, we would like to thank SRH Berlin for sponsoring us this video, and we are pleased to have Rio from SRH Berlin today. Okay, Rio, maybe you can first introduce about yourself and SRH Berlin so that the audience can understand about you more.
Alright, so hi, my name is Leo. I'm from SRH University, the biggest English university and private university in Germany. So we have over 11 campuses in Germany at the moment, and 85% of our programs are taught in English.
It's our very first time to invite the school rep from Germany. Then I believe that most of the people do not have the good knowledge about Germany, I guess. How about you, Sophie?
The only thing I know about Germany is about their national flag colors. So, Huizan, let's have a quick guess. Do you know the sequence of the flag colors?
I think black color first, then yellow and red color.
Alright, so the sequence is actually black, red, and also gold. So, you know how I memorize that?
Not sure.
Okay. So try to think about Sin Chan. You know Sin Chan?
Yes.
Okay, let's start from his hair, shirt, and also his pants. Is that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's actually flowing to the colors. So, but just for information, black colors actually represent to dignity and determination of German people. Red color was said to symbolize bravery and also strength. And the color of gold actually represented the wealth, power, and also prestige.
Then Sophie for the quick infocast. Maybe we welcome Rio to share with us about the fun fact of studying in Germany.
Alright, sure. So, Leo, normally we hear students say that they would like to study abroad in maybe Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, or maybe Canada. But it's really rare to hear the students specifically mentions they would like to study abroad in Germany. So, how do you think Germany is attractive to international students to study there?
Okay, so one of the biggest difference, so let's use Australia as a example, is that you're still very young. You'll be like 19 or 20 years old while you're studying in Australia. And when you're young, you want to travel, right?
Mm.
But I guess the closest you can get to is Australia to New Zealand, which is another country, right? But other than that, it's just traveling within Australia. But while you live in Germany, the advantage is that you can go from Germany to France, Germany to Switzerland, Germany to Italy, right? All usually in less than €100.
That's like so attractive.
Yeah, so less than €100, less than $150 for 2 ways.
Oh, okay.
So that also means is that when you're young, you can explore different cultures because it's important. Explore different cuisines on top of that. And of course, it's very, very cheap to travel between all of these countries because typically when you have to travel from point A to point B, at least in Asia, you have to spend at least $200 or $300, right? But in Germany, you can just go to be as low as from the border to the border. So example, from the border of Germany to the border of Switzerland, maybe for only €10. Wow. Just like that.
I see. Okay. So how about the citizenship? Because as I know, if you study abroad in UK and after you graduate from your study, you need to work like about 5 years and you can only apply for that citizenship. So how about this in Germany?
So for Germany, one of the biggest advantage is the stay back option. What it means is that after graduating, either from your bachelor's program or the master's program, you will have one goal, which is, after graduating, you will have a goal in 18 months, which is to secure a job in Germany. So once you are able to secure a job, then you can just stay on in the country. And within 2 years, you can apply for PR.
Wow.
Within 2 to 3 years. Of course, that's TNC applied. You need to be fluent to a certain level in your German because you'll be interviewed in German. And within 5 years, you can already apply for citizenship.
I see. Okay.
Yep. And you don't need to be a specialist. So in certain countries, you studying business management, you're not really eligible to stay back in the country because it's not exactly specialized skills like doctors or engineers. But in Germany, even for non-specialized skills, you will be given a fair opportunity.
I see. Okay.
So Rio, may I know that what is the popular program in SRH Berlin?
So the most popular program in SRH would be our engineering and technology programs. Okay, not only in Earth, I guess you can say Germany as a country as a whole.
Yeah.
Identity-wise, engineering has always been popular, right? So that's number one. Then number two would be our business management program. Okay, so speaking about that, one of SRH University is actually EBS University. So EBS, Business School of Management, is the top 3 best or top 2 best business school in Germany as well. Okay, now that's number 2. Then of course we also cover sectors like the data science as well as the creative industries. So creative industries is a very popular program, especially among the Koreans.
Compared to Australia, New Zealand, those popular study abroad country, may I know that what is the difference about tuition fee, accommodation, and living costs?
Because what I heard is that if you study abroad in Europe country, it's really the tuition fees is really low compared to study in Australia. Is that true?
Yes, that's for sure. So in fact, it's not just about the study tuition fees, but Germany as a whole, in general, is very cheap. Okay, but we'll get into that later. So number one, to study in Germany is extremely cheap. We're looking at only 10,000 euros per year.
10,000.
Yeah, actually it's between 8,000 to 10,000 euros per year just for the tuition fees. So accommodation is very cheap as well. So of course, Germany is very big. It's a very big country. You have big cities like Frankfurt, like Berlin, right? And then you have medium-sized or small cities as well. So in medium-sized or small cities, the accommodations, the rental, we're looking at around 300 to 500 euros per month in average. So then in a bit of a bigger cities like Berlin, then we're looking at 600 to 1,000 euros. Yeah, so it really depends. So I guess one of the good things about studying with SRH is that we have 11 campuses throughout Germany, big and small cities. So now if you have a friend living in, let's say in Berlin, then we have a campus in Berlin. So if you have a friend living in Heidelberg, then we have also a campus in Heidelberg. So then we can cater to your needs. So example as well. So let's say if you want to study business management programs, we have business management programs in all or most of our campus, big and small cities. So if it doesn't fit your budget in the bigger cities, then you can consider the smaller cities. Yeah, because the opportunity after graduating would be the same, meaning that you will still be able to stay back for 18 months to find a full-time job.
May I know that the atmosphere of the class, is it different from Australia and Germany?
Okay, so one of the thing that we can notice, not just with SRH, but universities in Germany as a whole, right, is that they have applied science as well. So what it means is that in general, universities in Germany, you are required to do a lot of research and development.
So how about the assessment on the class? Are they, because in Malaysia, normally the university, they do have coursework and also final exam. So is it same as Germany school?
Yeah, ultimately it's the same. I think in most universities it's pretty similar,
Who
right?
knows?
I think it's a very standard thing. Then of course, then there's research, and of course with SRH, what will also happen is that occasionally we'll bring you to other companies to just see how their whole management works, how their whole system works. So then you get some real life practical. Yeah, you can see the real life and practical usage of it as part of your coursework.
Asking on behalf of the international student, can you talk about the weather at Germany?
The weather in Germany.
Is
Weather
it?
in Europe generally and weather in Germany is roughly the same. So it's 4 seasons. Yeah, so it gets cold. There's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So I guess the very good thing about the 4 seasons is not just that it's 4 seasons. So 4 seasons will also mean that you have different fashion sense throughout the season.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
that's number one. And now number 2, your mood. So example in Malaysia where it's hot, right? It's like 365 days of summer, right? So what happened is that the mood never changed. Okay, people change the mood. Okay, I wouldn't say the weather changed the mood so much more. Like who you meet at work or who you meet in any events will change your mood accordingly. Okay, but in Germany, because you have 4 seasons, maybe you like the winter, maybe you like the spring, maybe you like the summer, and then winter hits differently as well, right? But generally, in the 4 seasons, I would say winter is the most depressing season among all. However, we have a very fun thing to do during winter, which is skiing, right? Germans, they love to ski, right? So that it counters the bad mood. Because you get to ski throughout. So basically every weekend or so you can bring your family or your friends to just go and ski, and it's extremely cheap.
Do you have any festival that in your mind that can recommend to our international student?
Yeah. So if you like to drink, then I guess Oktoberfest, the biggest and most popular festival in Germany. And then I would say second to that would probably be Christmas. Well, I guess throughout Europe, not just Germany, the Christmas market, the Christmas culture is very deeply rooted into their culture.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a very nice feeling of walking into a Christmas market, not in the mall. It's just like that whole city itself is covered with decorations, and then you see snows, and then you have hot wine, hot bread, or everything, potatoes, and just the feeling of just walking in. You don't even need to spend any money to already feel happy.
So all the cities are in the atmosphere to celebrate Christmas.
Yes, every single city actually. So I would say even the smaller the cities, the more beautiful it is.
Oh,
Or the more villagey it looks, and the nicer it is, I guess, overall.
I see.
Right, because the whole decoration is more concentrated in that whole area. As for bigger cities, it's a bit more difficult, I say.
Oh, okay. We actually read some article about life in Germany. So we saw an article said that it's actually during the shops and also restaurants are actually not open during Sunday. Is that true?
Yeah, so one of the advantage of living in Germany is that you have a good work-life balance, where you rarely work OT. That's number one. Okay, well, it depends on the industry, but just generally, it's not recommended to work OT. Okay, Germans are very strict with their time, so you have to come to work on time, and you don't have to go back on time, but yeah, it's usually recommended. So because there's work-life balance for everyone, therefore, the shop tends to close around 6 to 8 p.m. Really depends.
It's so
and
early.
on Sundays is either open half a day or just closed completely.
See. So
So-
normally, what people do during Sunday, and where they go?
So there's usually lakes. You can walk around lakes. Okay, stroll around the cities or parks, right? It really depends, on different seasons, like I say. So if it's winter, then you go and ski. Okay, if it's autumn or spring, then you go for walks very often, or picnics. Okay, and summer you go for picnics as well, or else you go to the seaside or the lake because it's not cold anymore. Right, or I guess fishing as well.
Sounds like there is a lot of things that you can do during the weekend.
Yeah, correct. So it's not just going to malls or it's just
Completely different from us.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So I say one of the difference is that in Asia generally, yes, Asia or at least Malaysia, okay, is that to enjoy you often have to spend money, okay. But in Germany, to enjoy you just maybe grab some snacks, go for a stroll in the like the seaside or walkway, or just walking around the cities is pretty nice.
Okay. Talking about restaurant earlier on, so just want to know that because when we read the article, we also saw that there seems like a rules in the restaurant. So it said that it is okay for you to not order any food when you're in the restaurant, but it is a big no for you to not ordering any drinks when you be there. Is that true for every restaurant, or it depends?
No idea. I have no idea about that. I'm not sure about the rule, but normally if you go into a restaurant, want to order something, no? You have to order
So
something.
it's normal to order something there.
Yes, right. I think right because if you don't want to order something, Germany is a nice place. You don't have to be stuck in a restaurant. You can go sit in a bench elsewhere, right? Or you can sit with nature elsewhere, right? It really depends on the weather, you know. And if it's winter, the only reason why you go into a restaurant is normally to get something hot to drink, right? And if it's autumn or spring or summer, I guess you don't want to be stuck in a restaurant.
So there's like a lot of place that you can.
Yeah, only
sit
reason
on.
is to be stuck in a restaurant is just to eat something or to drink something, I guess. Yeah, but other than that, I'm not very clear about that rule, whether it exists or not.
I see. So talking about food earlier, so is there any food that you recommend student like to try for international student? The food that you must try when you're in Germany.
So one of the thing, at least for me, I mean European food is, it's basically what you have in Italy, you almost have it in Germany. What you have in France, you have almost it's identical to certain levels are pretty similar. Well, if you want to say something that you cannot go back, is probably their Wurst, which is sausage.
Their sausage.
Yeah, German sausage is popular. So the ones that we eat in Asia is skinny. Okay. It's skinny, it's a bit soft-ish, I guess. Right? It feels a bit fake, like doesn't taste like real meat. But then German sausage tastes like real
Oh,
meat.
the real.
Taste.
Yeah, and then there's sauerkraut, sauerkraut. I don't really know how to pronounce it. All right. So, yeah, that's also popular. I guess pork knuckle is also popular in Germany. Yeah, but other than that, I don't think Germany is popular for food generally, right? To brag about so much, right?
Is it true that for every Germans will have a glass of the alcohol when they're eating?
Either wine
Yeah.
or beer.
Yeah, and it's cheap. Probably wine or beer. You always either get one, and it's extremely cheap. I think you can get a bottle of wine maybe for a bottle, of wine probably for €5.
How about
Wow.
mineral water?
Mineral water, like in a bottle, you mean?
Yeah, in a bottle.
I mean, it's less than €1. Yeah, it's less than €1 for a bottle of water. But yeah, just generally wine is like €5 to €10 depending. But it's very cheap actually. It's like, how many times cheaper? It's probably like 4 times or 5 times cheaper than what you get in Malaysia.
Yes. Now I want to talk about the leisure activity. Then, does German cinema only show German language in their cinema?
So you have 2 options. So the first option would be Deadpool, and then you will see DE, which is in German. Okay, and then depends on the cinema. Every cinema caters different thing, and some of them is just Deadpool again with English subtitles, or else they'll have Deadpool speaking in German.
Oh.
So it really depends on the option.
Okay.
Depends
if
on the
Deadpool-
cinema actually.
If Deadpool speaking in German, is there the subtitle provided?
Well, to answer that, I have never watched it in German.
Okay.
So I only watch it in English, so I'm not sure about the German part, right? Because obviously, when I see German or English, I'll go for the English category. But I would assume there's also going to be you're going to speak in German, and also the subtitles will be in German, right? It doesn't make sense for them to be speaking in German and for the subtitles to be English, because if it's going to be English one, I just watch it in English and have German subtitles instead, right? So I think that makes more sense.
And also what we heard is that Germans people actually strict on the rules. So because in Malaysia, if people walk on the road or even though we are driving, so when the traffic light show red, it means stop. And when it's turned green, it means go. But when it's turned yellow in Malaysia, it means speed up.
Yeah.
So is that happen in Germany too?
So Germans are like, I would say for our own context, would be like more like the Japanese. Okay, they are very respectful to certain levels, respect privacy, and also they work together to build their society. Okay, I think that's very important to know. So because people build a society, so they have respect for each other. So number one, of course, when it's red light, they'll stop. Green light, they'll go. Actually, Malaysia is roughly the same, I say. It's the only difference is the orange light. They'll slow down in Germany. Okay. Malaysia, yes, they speed up. Here they slow down. In Germany they slow down. And on top of that, in the zebra crossing, okay, even though there's no traffic light, So when you cross a zebra crossing, even with your eye closed, okay, you don't need to look left or right. You can just cross the road, and
wow,
they'll lead
so
the way.
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Malaysia, even though there is like a traffic light allowed you to walk the zebra cross, but you still need to make sure that you have your hand to stop the car there.
Power of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
the
else
power
you
of
have to
hand.
walk faster
Yeah.
in case someone changed their mind to just accelerate. Yeah. So. Yeah, normally it's safe. I would say this is European, but it's not exactly. Because I've been to Italy as well, and they don't do the same. So in Italy, when you am I allowed to say this? But yeah, I guess in Italy, in the zebra crossing, from my experience so far, they would not stop for you. They just go. They would just boom, just like Malaysia. So Germany is not the same. I guess that's why you can say Germany, as a whole country itself, is really safe. That's for sure.
Talking about safety, so it's also related to driving. So I heard that there is actually not speed limit when you drive on highway. Is that true?
Yeah, so yes and no. So it depends on just like every other country, when you're near a school area, then of course there's a speed limit. When you're in the city, there's also a speed limit. So there's a highway called Autobahn, where you can drive as fast as you want. Most of the time. Of course, there are some restricted area where you cannot drive so fast. Right. In fact, it's actually illegal. Not illegal, but it's more wrong for you to drive slow than to drive fast.
Oh,
They want you to drive fast because it's dangerous for you to drive slow on that highway.
I see. Okay, so
So-
everyone just drive as fast as they can.
Yes, you can go as fast as you can. In fact, I'm not sure about this, but I heard that if you drive too slow, they will have a helicopter or something to
Wow.
tell you to speed up or something. I'm not exactly sure, okay?
It's
I'm not exactly
it's
sure.
like I'm driving,
Huh?
then suddenly the helicopter come up, speed up, like this.
I heard, I'm not sure. I heard. Okay, I'm
how
not
the
exactly sure
heck?
how true is that, okay? I didn't
Wow.
research anything about that, but I heard rumors about such thing.
I
So that's why I
see.
say it's in fact illegal for you to drive slow.
Yeah, maybe
In Autobahn.
someone is going to report when they are on the road. I see a car that drives so slow.
Yeah, because I guess it's a bit dangerous where everyone's speeding and out of the blue imagine if you're going like 250 kilometers per hour and then out of the blue there's someone that's driving 120 on the road. 120 is fast in Malaysia, but it's very slow there. What? Okay, then you can get into accidents that yeah. And of course in Germany, Autobahn, Germany is the land of cars, right? Generally. Or the expensive or prestigious cars, right? You can say Germany is like the land or the father of automaker, the father of cars. So obviously when you are specializing in cars, you need a street that you can abuse your car. In short, you can abuse your car that way.
Okay, I want to know that what's the average salary for the international student who work as a part-time there?
Okay, so one of the benefit first with studying in Germany and SRH would be that you can work up to 20 hours per week for a part-time job, and between 13 to 15 euros an hour. So that means if you work part-time, you can get, let's say if you maximize it, 20 hours per week, you can get around 300 euros, 250 to 300 euros per week. So in 1 month, you can get an average around 1,200. Yeah, so that's quite good actually, because that way it also helps with your cost of living, because the cost of living in Germany per month, we are looking at 800 to 1,500 euro per month, which is very cheap in average. Okay, so yeah, if you want to spend a bit more, maybe 1,500, but in average you can get per 1,000 euro. Right, so part-time is actually good enough to go through your to live a pretty good life in Germany.
Is that what you mentioned earlier about OT? So is it like they have a specific rules mentions that OT is illegal? Or it just because of their
it's-
cultures?
Yeah, just their culture. Because Germans, it's not about you working. I say it's not much about the OT, but it's more about you getting your job done, which is much more important, right? So, example, if you have to work from 9 to 6, but if you finish your work by 4 or 5, then I guess of course, depending on the culture, company to company, but generally they are looking at your tasks more than just your working hours.
I see.
Right. So example, if today you have to finish this 5 tasks and you have already finished it, what you can do is to, with the extra hours, to plan for your next day. And once you have actually done that, then I guess you can excuse yourself from work. Right?
Seems like more freedom.
Yeah, because work-life balance is very important. When I say that, well, I mean, I'm working for a German company. I'm guilty of it, but I do send messages to my colleagues, to my boss in SRH on the weekend. But I do know that it's not appreciated, this kind of stuff. But I guess I come from Asia, so you just drop a text, when it comes to work. Something that comes to your mind, you just drop it over the weekend, right? Even though it's not my intention to disturb them on the weekend. It just, but just generally German to German, they will try not to contact each other during the weekends.
So, just wondering that about general misconceptions. So, is that like you must have a good language skill if you would like to succeed in German?
So, yeah, number one, just generally, German universities provides their programs in German. Okay, so a bit of a reference. So in order to study in Germany, typically you need B1, B2 German. So for those that don't understand, there's A1, A2, where you can say hello, my name is Leo, the numbers, where I come from. It's pretty basic. And then you have A1, A2, B1, B2. And then C1 and C2. So C is actually good. It's not bad. Okay. A is bad. Okay. Just for your own reference. Okay. So C2 is basically native speaking. Okay. So I guess with us in SRH, first we conduct our programs in English. So 85% of the programs we run 100% in English. 15% is in German. So you asked what the importance of German is. So number one, it helps with your job searching in the future. So you have that 18 months to find a job. So you don't want to just get any job. You want to get a good job. So in order for you to get a good job, even though you're smart, okay, but if you can't show how intelligent you are, and in order to show how intelligent you are, you need to be able to communicate with the management, which are most of the time Germans. Okay, so you have to speak decent German to some level, all right, at least basic understandings of German. So with good Germans, you actually gain a lot of opportunities. Work, PR, and citizenship as well. Yeah, you don't need to be a C2, you don't need to be a native speaking, but you just need to be at least a B2, C1. It's pretty good.
I see. So it actually means that it is better for you to have the skill if you would like to stay back in German after you study.
Yes, correct. But it also depends, So you have certain companies, that only requires English speaking. So then you're lucky. Yeah.
Okay.
But you need to know that if the company requires English speaking, that means the competition is also very high.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be competing against
The international students
that cannot speak fluent enough English. You cannot speak fluent enough German. Yeah, but just generally, for the viewers, I guess, we don't require German, but we do provide free German classes. Right. So typically, when you study in Germany, most of the universities, they recommend, or when you have to study German in Germany, you often have to pay for it. But with us, we provide you free German classes, at least up to B2.
May I know that is there any support provided by SRH to international students other than the class you say?
Okay, so I say this is actually the best thing SRH does compared to any other German schools that I know of, at least. The services are really good in SRH. So one of them would be the professors are close with certain companies. So if a student is pretty outstanding, what will happen is that the professors would recommend this student to certain companies or certain industries. All right, that's number one. And number two, of course, professors to companies, we know there's going to be a limit of things. So what SRH will do is that we will also host career days. So what it means is that different companies from Germany will come to our campus and interview students as well as to recruit students into their company. Yeah, so that's pretty good. And because these companies also knows that SRH runs our program in English. So then most of the time, these companies do not require very good German skills.
So what I know is that Leo, you also studied abroad before. So what do you think like other than the qualification, I mean the cert that you get, what are the things that you can get if you study abroad?
Other than cert?
Yeah.
So number one, especially for those that have done internship, okay, not those that just went for classes. Internship is really important. And example, if you have working experience already, so example, if you live in Germany for 10 years or I'm not sure, 8 years, and then you come to Malaysia to work, I say then you get quality result. As in the Germans, first, they're very systematic. Okay, you can learn that from, you can learn it from them for sure. Systematic, and they're very goal oriented. Okay, there must be a business plan. They're very goal oriented. For example, if you want to print some papers, okay, you can't say that I just want to print some papers to sell. You have to say, okay, I want to print certain papers, and then these are my target market, and how much revenue or whatever I plan to make from this. You know, so you must have a real business plan when it comes to working with the Germans. Okay, so with this you'll be very well equipped. Then when you come to Malaysia, I guess you can contribute a lot more, right? That's number one. And then number two would be the working attitude, I guess. First is coming on time to work. As we all know, Germans produces great products.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't break down at all. Probably doesn't break down, okay? At all. Okay? So I guess then we can see in quality. So basically, they're very systematic and quality. And they have quality in their works and also really respectful. Everything they do.
I see. All right. So it's actually the last questions from our side. So Leo, can you just use 3 words to describe SRH?
Okay. I would say innovative. Okay. Supportive, for sure. Innovative, supportive. And then the third one, I don't really know what's the third one. I don't remember what's the third one. But yeah, usually at the back of my head, they're very innovative for sure. Extremely supportive to the students. Okay. Yeah, that's the third one. I guess for the students that will be going to SRH, you can tell me what the third point would be.
Yeah.
Right?
So we just...
I would like to know that.
Okay. All right, sure. So it seems like our video has come to the end. So thanks again to Leo for joining us today to have these informative and attractive sessions. So if you have any questions about studying abroad in Germany, just feel free to leave your comment below. And also don't forget to share this video to your friends or families who are planning and interested to study abroad in Germany. And also, if you're also looking the information about studying abroad in other countries, stay tuned to our channel as we'll be here to share you the information and also story that you might be interested. Again, remember to subscribe, like, and also share our video. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you around.
Bye.
Goodbye.